is where the fun begins.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
All right, that was wrong. I'm out of here. That was so wrong in so many ways. That was wrong.
Yeah. I knew you didn't do it.
No.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Sithcast podcast, a Star Wars podcast where we pretty much talk anything and everything Star Wars. I'm one of your hosts, PJ the Paradox Nerd, alongside my co-host Sean Solo, aka Echo Based Collectibles. And we got pretty much like almost a full house tonight. We got some returning guests and a new guest. We'll start off with our new guest. We got the man, the myth, the legend in the chat. We got Sharp 4137, aka Scott Sharp.
I just ride Sean's coattails.
Oh, geez, man. It's a nice coattail.
Yeah.
And we got some returning guests tonight. We got Flex in the house from Rogue 5 Cantina. What's up, Flex?
What's up, my
Flex?
buddies? Always a pleasure to be home.
Dude, always a pleasure to have you on, man. Anytime, man. And we got the Sithcast holocron himself, BMX Jedi, aka Anthony. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, what's going on, man?
Just the aftermath of that show. That's what's going on.
Louise. Oh man,
talk to the town.
You need to leave that on there.
I know, like.
Yeah, today's my last episode, everybody. It's over.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you guys, like, it's one of those where everywhere you go, everyone's talking about the Acolyte. And the thing too is that like even like casual Star Wars fans are talking about the Acolyte, right? Like I see some YouTubers, and usually they don't do any Star Wars content, but they're talking about the Acolyte. Oh my God, we got Kenny's wizard sleeve. I hope you guys enjoyed. This week's episode 4 is female. Oh my goodness, pull that
Starting
thread
off with the bang.
Oh my goodness, what's up, Graham? How you doing? Star Geeks in the house.
Graham? What's up, Sean? Another Sean.
Yeah.
We've got so many Seans in the community.
Yeah, a lot of Seans. But just to give you guys like our format for tonight, we're going to talk about the Acolytes. So if you guys haven't watched the latest episode that aired yesterday or last night, spoiler warning, we are going to talk about it. Probably not going to talk about it being good, but yeah.
Well, Flex likes it.
Oh,
what?
Absolutely.
See, I knew it.
Oh my
God.
We're starting off with a bang here.
Who's cutting onions around here?
Oh my goodness. We're starting off with a bang here. So we'll talk about the Acolyte. We're gonna definitely talk about some collectibles that just got announced recently. That's definitely gonna hurt, well, at least my wallet. We're gonna talk about like collecting in general, because like I was talking to the guys before we hopped on the show about this show on Netflix. It's called I think it's called The Golden Era of Collecting. I forgot, but it just kind of gives you like some insight on and how people collect, and how all walks of life, from old, young, rich, poor, they collect something. And it's just that like whenever we watch a show, watch a movie, watch sports, right, we want to have like a piece of that like joy in our lives, and collecting is a form of trying to have that joy in our lives. So we're gonna be definitely talk about that. So
yeah, that Netflix shows, it's King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch.
Highly recommend it. It's so addicting. The Golden Touch. It is so addicting. I'm telling you guys, like over the weekend, I binge watched the first season. It was so good.
Yeah, I've watched the
I'll
first
check it
season.
out.
I didn't know there was a new season out. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
gotta check it out.
The new season, they actually go to New York Comic Con, this past New York Comic Con, and it's cool because I didn't know that was. I saw their booth in New York Comic Con, but I didn't know anything about them. But it's just crazy how much people will pay for some of these rare collectibles, whether it be, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. Is it Amazing Fantasy? I forgot the name of the comic book. Where it's the first appearance of Spider-Man, like Amazing Fantasy 15 or something like that. First issue of Superman and first issue of Batman, how they go for like millions of dollars, right?
That's
And it's
great.
almost like you think to yourself, it's like, man, I shouldn't have listened to my mom. I should have listened to my dad. Like,
Yeah.
not to waste our money on these things, because who would have thought, like 20, 30 years later, down the line, they're worth millions of dollars. So crazy. But yeah, let's actually, before we get started with our format, let's get to know Sharp 4130. Scott, we gotta give you a different name, man. Guys, does he have a nickname? I mean, Sharp
Pringles.
4130 is
It's
what
Pringles. Pringles.
No, not for this podcast.
Pringles?
Yeah, that's a story for a new podcast.
Wait, you
No.
said Pringles, Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, just call him Sharp.
Yeah, I don't know. Sharp 4130 comes from our BMX background. The old frames were made out of a metal that was 4130 metal, so everything ended up,
Mhm.
Yeah, that was all of our
4130.
AOL. It was
Everything was
something that
4130.
Yeah, it was 4130.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it all came back to bikes, but
Mhm.
so
Okay, well, let's get to know you. Let's start off with like your top 3 Star Wars movies of all time.
top 3 would be Empire would be number 1.
Mhm.
I'm an old guy, so Empire would definitely be number 1. Probably Rogue One is number 2, and then New
Really?
Hope is number 3.
Yeah.
Damn, Rogue One creeped
I
up there.
love
Dude,
Rogue
Rogue
One.
One's
It's
just
just
fast.
such a fun story. And I think I was just telling Sean the other day, I was like, one of my favorite parts of Rogue One is I think it's on the DVD edition or the backside or whatever, where the guy talked about pitching it to the filmmakers, and he was like, oh, ever since I was a kid, I saw the scroll and I loved the story behind the scroll. And then he went and pitched it. And then like a month later, they greenlit it, and then he couldn't tell anybody, and he was like, oh my gosh, like this was the greatest moment of my life. And I can't say a word about it. And so I don't know, that I just like that movie a lot. It was fun, but I definitely like the older Empire, and I have a new Empire tattoo thing going on my leg. So,
Oh, awesome, man.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a great list, man, and it's crazy how Rogue One has creeped up to many people's.
I dare to say nowadays, to most OT guys, Rogue One is their top 3.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I haven't
Yeah.
put it in the top 3 yet because I'm so loyal to it's like I want to put it in front of Jedi, but I'm like, I don't know. It is good. It's the best modern day Star Wars made.
It's the best Star Wars content ever made. I mean, best Disney Star Wars content.
Yeah,
ever made. I'm sorry.
modern. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and I just don't understand, like, how come they can't replicate that formula with every show or every movie.
You know why? Because when they made that movie, they didn't have an agenda. Now they got a whole list of stuff they need to check off their box because they think they're going to please these 3%ers.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
up,
it's kinda
sister?
fun.
I think some of the most creative Star Wars writing too is also around
Go girl.
the cartoons. After the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, that's some of the most creative stuff, I think. I mean, and then like you said, like Sean just said, now it's gotten into a corporate agenda, and so
Yeah,
much.
it's just too. Yeah, I agree. Jason, I'm gonna give you a little yell there.
It'll be a long.
they're going to introduce.
Hey, we should send
Jar Jar
Jason a link if he can get on, then that'll balance us out.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes,
Jason,
please.
Hey, Lex, what's up, Lex?
Hey, Lex, what's up?
Oh, we got to get you back on the show, Lex. We miss you. So, yeah. So, okay, cool. How about top 3, I guess, Star Wars characters. I forgot. Yeah, I'm like top 3 Star Wars characters.
I don't know. I mean, definitely Vader. He would be in there.
Oh yeah.
Boba definitely would have been in there before the show. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. But he's still in there.
Yeah.
And then probably Anakin. I mean, just because of the, I don't know, the whole backside of it and everything. But if you had to do another character, I've always been a fan of the Sand People, Tusken Raiders and stuff. But so
awesome. All right, cool. Definitely love your list, especially because you got Anakin and Vader in there. Okay, so I see some. I think I see some collectibles in the background, but you do collect.
Well, this is my son's room. I confiscated it because that's where the new computer is. But I got some helmets, and he's got lightsabers up. And
okay, cool. You're influencing him basically. Awesome.
Yeah, and it all started from Sean. I went up there on just a weekend trip, and the next thing you know, Sean's like, "Dude, come check this room out." I sold it. See, I was along with Sean. We were the dummies. We would run out to Walmart and Target back around, when was that? 96, 95, and we were buying all the Star Wars toys. Like we thought they were going to be.
I think it was like 94.
They were producing millions of them, but we were out running to Target buying a new one, and we had boxes of them. I remember my wife at the time when I first met her. She was like, "What is this? This is like a kid's room." And there's still toys in the room that I brought back from Kentucky to my grandmother's house last year. Some old school toys, and Sean ended up selling like all his collection, and I think I still have it because they're all boxed up in Kentucky. So we're going to bring them back this summer. Yeah. And then when I went and saw his stuff, I mean, I kind of started buying lightsabers, and then helmets. So I have a few of mostly the cheaper helmets, the Black Series. And
Black Series stuff. Okay.
Some of the Star Wars lightsabers from Galaxy's Edge. I think I have a couple of the, what is it? What's the other one, Sean? The Force.
Neo.
The Force Elite. I have two or three of those.
Yeah.
And then I did pick up a new Neo Pixel that I bought off. Actually, I bought a cheap 2-set of sabers off Etsy so the kids could beat the crap out of them. Seth has his friend over, and they're all the time playing with the nice sabers, and I'm like, all right, I got to get these out of their hands. And so I bought some cheap ones off Etsy, and then I bought a Neo Pixel one off Etsy, and it actually was pretty cool. So,
oh wow, awesome! So you mostly collect a lot of lightsabers.
Yeah, lightsabers and helmets.
Okay.
I inherited one of Sean's helmets. He upgraded and gave me his Black Series helmet.
Which one did I give you?
I think the Antilles one, right?
The wedge? Yeah,
it
was the wedge one. Yeah.
So, and I put them all up around Seth's room, and he's 13, and he has if I was 13, I had this stuff in my room. Would have lost my mind.
Are you kidding me? Like, if my parents ever gave me anything remotely close to Star Wars, dude, I don't think they were the coolest parents, right? Just because, like, I mean, I would buy something, whether it be like Star Wars or better, would it be Ninja? They'll be like, this is like a waste of money to them, right? But,
exactly.
But yeah, now does your son love Star Wars, or is he like getting into Star Wars? Or?
Oh yeah, both the son and the daughter's 23, the son's 13, and they both were raised on Star Wars. They love it.
That's good, man. See, this is okay. Well, before I try and make my point here, but so with that being said, like, are they liking the newest like Star Wars like content?
The daughter is a little bit behind on some of the shows.
Okay,
but she told me today that she wants to get a tattoo on her right arm at some point of a hummingbird. And then she said she wants to get a lightsaber with a flower thing on the left arm or something. I'm like, hey, whatever.
That's freaking awesome, man.
But the son has been watching the shows with me. We're completely caught up because I went back and watched I watched Rebels with him. Then I went back and watched Clone Wars with him. And then we've watched all of the other shows together. We just recently, because Sean had mentioned something about wanting to rewatch Andor, and so we went back and rewatched Andor in like 3 sittings, and then we rewatched Ahsoka, and then we're watching the new one. Now he kind of likes the new one, but I didn't really like, hammer him on it or anything, and we didn't really discuss too much of it. But And it's funny too, because back in the day, I was telling Sean this, like we didn't discuss, like we went and saw Phantom Menace, and it wasn't like we discussed it on the way home. You'd just be like, "Oh, that was pretty cool. All right, and that was it." Like you guys have such an outlet now to where you're discussing it live, and I actually liked watching Andor the second time just because of like watching it in 3 sittings.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, or it's kind of up in the air, but I think I liked it the second time better than the first time. But I think it was because I watched it all at 1 sitting or 3 sittings.
Yeah. At this point, I'll take Andor over Acolyte any day.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah. Flex was like, yeah, we changed our tone pretty quickly. No, and it's not like I think it's just a different pacing. It's like it's not what I was used to in terms of Star Wars, because Star Wars is meant to be like, space battles, lightsaber fighting, gun shooting, aliens, and then now you take that like not away, but like you limit the amount of like gunfight scenes and there's no lightsaber fight scenes, right, in Andor, or even like ship, like
just
any spaceship.
fighters. That's it.
Yeah.
Sean, you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. You talked about, was it Attack of the Clones that they put out at that true IMAX? I mean, that was like a true IMAX theater.
Yeah.
They took all of the soft stuff out, and we all went, and that was the coolest experience, because one, it was on a like 7-story screen. It was huge.
Yeah, that was Attack of the Clones.
They took all of the drama out, and we were just like, that was awesome. We all 3 went. We were just amazed.
Yeah.
But now they're not doing stuff. I mean, now they're doing, Sean will send me clips of, fan made stuff where they're editing stuff, which is cool. But
yeah, and that's good too. Like, your son's really into Star Wars. Like right now, like none of my kids are into Star Wars. Maybe my little one, my third one, but he, like, I introduced him. He loved the Mandalorian. Like he absolutely loved Mandalorian season 1 and 2. But when it was season 3, he kind of like started losing any interest in it. And I think with Andor, obviously,
it was after the Jack Black episode.
Yeah. No, just leading up to it. Like every episode wasn't like engaging enough for him, right? And then obviously Rebels he loved, and Clone Wars was hit or miss, because in Clone Wars there's a lot of like character building, story building, and all that stuff. So there wasn't a lot of like fighting or anything like that. So he kind of lost a little bit of interest in that, but he still liked it. But when it comes to like season, like I said, like Andor obviously was a little bit too mature for him. Yeah. But the Acolyte, zero interest. Like he's just like walking away. And it's not because I'm like telling him to. He's like, what's this? And then he just walks away.
Now, my son had watched the Clone Wars and stuff earlier when he was younger, but it was fun to rewatch it as he was like 12, like this last year, to sit down and rewatch it, and then it was a whole different kind of perspective, from when he watched it when he was younger. So, but we've had a good time watching all the shows and everything together, and
yeah, and well, I was gonna say, like, do you like kind of like, maybe I know you grew up with the original trilogy and the prequels as well. Do you like tell him and like explain the backstory and a lot of that stuff? Because I feel like
explain it to me. Like if I need to know, he'd probably be better sitting on this podcast than me.
Oh, really?
Okay, so dude, he's got a little bit of Anthony in him. Like he knows all sorts of this and that. He'll look it up and be like, oh, this so and so.
You raised a great kid. You raised him right. You raised him right. No, and that's the thing too, is that what people don't understand, or what should I say, Disney doesn't understand, is that you rely on those bonds to carry on the legacy of Star Wars, right? Like where the interaction between mother and son, father and daughter, and all that stuff. Like, hey, this is how the Force works. This is how this character is, and it's like being taken away from that the opportunity to bond with your kids in that way, right? Where you're like, oh, and people are like, they're like, Dad, is that how the Force works? You're like, no. This force is not a threat,
That's
but
how
I
any of
mean,
this works.
Son, let me tell you how babies are made.
yeah.
You go to the
Listen,
sewing
you get
circle.
2 pairs of scissors.
You,
What
yeah,
Oh my
you get some
What you do
thread
is
and scissors.
you, you,
and,
you get 2 pairs of scissors like this, and then what you do
Oh
is you
my goodness!
you
Great
get them
word.
and you aggressively grind the blades together.
Ah, jeez, we're getting canceled tonight.
Then what happens is there's like a smoke, and we have a seance.
you
know,
spark it.
and then
yeah.
Force lightning comes down, and we make twins. And this is things that these peon Sheev character could never accomplish. We were able to
Wow.
do it with 2 pairs of scissors.
Oh my goodness.
Silly man. Exactly. That's exactly
So
that's
wrong.
exactly what Plagueis and good old Sheev Palpatine were
Yeah.
lacking in their abilities.
Yeah. All
Scissors.
right. Thank you, Sitcast Holocron, for your explanation of the
Analogy there.
Force.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. I will never see the Force in
He's
any
had
other
the
way.
scissors on that desk all day.
Oh, jeez.
No, they're actually in the drawer. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I got a pair of scissors right here.
Oh my goodness.
I got mine.
Look, Flex is just a scissor too.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. But yeah, so it's
Don't
just
cross
like,
the sabers.
and the thing too is like, I mean, oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, we're off to a good start here. But like for the Marvel movies, right? Like I'm watching it with my kids, and all my kids love the Marvel movies, like the Infinity Saga, right? And I'm like, hey guys, that's how Iron Man is, because he shoots these lasers, and that's Tony Stark. He's very arrogant, like it's that bonding, because like it's that ride home from the movie theaters when they're asking you, hey dad, is that really how it is in the comic books? Yes, son. That really was how it is in the comic books. Not like you come like Last Jedi. I'm driving home crying, and my kids are like, "Are you okay, Dad?" No, leave me alone. Like they killed my hero. Like what? And that's not like how I.
Past.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. It's a shame, but anyway, thank you, Scott. It was nice to know the characters you like, the movies you grew up with and that you love, and the collectibles that I collect. Thank you, Sitcast Holocron, for that explanation of the Force as well. Okay,
that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Okay,
some people just need to understand that there's backstories to stuff that we were not privy to before. And now that we know, knowing's half the battle, right?
That's it.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I could give a nice witch yell here. Okay.
Power of MIDI.
Oh, God. You even know this song.
The
All right.
power of one.
Oh,
the
goodness.
power of two.
The power of three.
Oh wait, that's the dog. Hold on.
Okay, guys.
Here we go.
You wanted Scott on.
Anthony. That's kind of scary that you actually could sing that song. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he's singing it.
I've been
in the
practicing.
shower.
You've been practicing. Okay, all right. Let's jump right into it, guys. Okay, so we'll start off with Flex. Flex, did you get a chance to watch the latest episode of the Disney Acolyte?
Negative, sir. I refused.
Okay,
After the
awesome. After the third episode, that was it. Okay,
That
we'll
was it.
fill you in.
Done deal.
So
You know what?
okay,
Didn't miss
I'm
much.
actually proud of you, Flex.
Thank you, sir.
yeah, same,
I'm
man.
actually watching it just for the comedic purposes.
Mm.
You know.
Now, did anybody like this episode better than the last episode?
I did. I have to say, I definitely did. I mean, because
Oh yeah, this.
I
Was
mean,
better
if you
than the
hit
last one,
rock
but
bottom,
it still wasn't great.
if you hit a zero, you can't give a negative score. That's like nearly impossible. It's the only way is up. So yeah, I think it's definitely better than the last. I mean, anything's better than the last episode.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The ending was definitely got you like, all right, how are they gonna screw this up from here on out? But
Hold their beer.
it was definitely better.
They can do it.
Yeah, hold
They
their
can do
yeah. Just give it a sec. Just give it like 2 episodes. All right.
5 minutes later.
Here, let me hold that for you.
All right. So,
Exactly.
oh yeah. Well, all right. Let's go to Scott. Scott, what do you think about the episode?
All right. I thought it was better than the last episode, but
Mm-hmm.
I still didn't. I mean, so at one point in time, I almost fell asleep on the sofa. And then when I blinked,
Oh God.
she changed her mind and she was like a good person.
Right? Exactly.
And I was like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, I physically had to sit up, like, okay, like, because I'm going to fall asleep on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I was kind of baffled, like, that she just, changed it all of a sudden. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It was like,
then,
it's like, when did that happen? Right. When did that, like, that? I don't know. It's like,
and then the death of the Wookieye Jedi that we didn't get to see.
That was
like,
such a waste.
I was like, that's, I don't know. Hopefully they're not going to do some, I don't know, flashback or something in the next episode, but I don't know. We'll see. But definitely better than the last one, but there's still some weird, I feel like I'm watching like a That's So Raven show on Disney or something. I don't know. I don't know. I just,
yeah, there's a lot of plot holes, right? And I don't know, maybe they'll explain it. And I know a lot of like content creators will say, how could you judge a show just by the first 3 episodes? I don't know. There's many shows where I'm like, you just know where it's going and you're like, all right, I'm out. Right? It's not just this show. There's many shows like I'm like, okay, Grey's Anatomy, don't judge. Yeah, I'm out. After the 3rd episode, okay, I told Babe, I'm done. I can't watch this.
Yeah, exactly. I mentioned this to Sean a couple weeks ago because I said I know they invited a bunch of YouTubers out to California to check the stuff out, and I don't know if they let them see just the first 2 episodes like everybody else, or
first 4.
But they used to screen movies.
Mm-hmm.
They would have screening audiences and then surveys, and then they would go back in and change the ends into the movies or the middle of the movies. And it's like, why didn't they just show a few people this whole thing and then let them go? Like, oh, no, you guys are way off. But they don't want to do that. Like Anthony said, they got an agenda and they're clearly fine with it. So
yeah, and it's crazy, and I feel like that's good business strategy in my part with them inviting the YouTubers out, right? Because I feel like, I think that's what a lot of like content creators aspire to, right? Especially when is to get to the point where you are being invited by Lucasfilms. News alert. We're not getting invited to.
It's definitely a step in the right direction, but I think it's probably a little too late.
Yeah, especially after this episode, this live stream tonight.
Yeah.
But like I just think that like and that's the thing too, is like they put it out there, right? And they advertised it. It's one thing that they didn't tell anybody, but Star Wars, or a lot of people advertised it. They took pictures of them meeting Dave Filoni and Leslie Headland. And it's like, now I see a lot of like content creators like changing their tune, like, oh wow, okay, cool. How do I get invited to go to Lucasfilms? How do you get invited? You gotta promote and influence.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And didn't you just say they watched 4 episodes?
Yeah, they were able to see.
So after they watched that 3rd episode, they were probably looking around the room like, what just happened?
I know someone that went, and he said after the 3rd one, like mentally, he checked out. Like he said, I don't even remember 4 because after the 3rd one, I literally checked out in my seat mentally.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, damn, now we gotta lie when we get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it, right? There's a lot of benefits to working with Lucasfilms, right? And that company as an influencer, right? And but at the same time too, it's like I don't know, but anybody here on this panel, I can't be dishonest, right? I'm honest about my opinion. We like to give constructive criticism here. We're not like cherry picking and just trying to bash something just to bash something. We accept anybody and everybody in terms of Star Wars. So as long as you love Star Wars, right? We're not here like, oh, you're in so and so, you're this and that. Yeah. No, as you can see in this panel, we're all from different parts of the country here. So it's just, and that's what's the beauty about Star Wars. It should bring everyone together, not divide us, right? So why can't they just make content where everyone's united? And yeah, you're gonna get like a small percentage of fans that
you never
don't like it.
please. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna like it, and no matter what you do, they're not gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, too, don't divide a good majority of your fandom and have them go fight against each other online, on YouTube, or on any of these like social media platforms, right? Because you're just hurting the brand name, right? And not only that, you're destroying the fandom.
Yeah.
And it's just not right, right? It's just not right. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand it because I see Game of Thrones, I see all these other like shows, and they're doing a great job of like sticking to the lore, making sure there's good character development, and you're not having fans fight against each other. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Scott, if you were going to give this this episode a rating from 1 to 10, what would you give it?
That's rough because I saw Sean's rating last week.
Oh, geez, a week. No.
You could only go up or stay even.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last night I would maybe I don't know. I have suspicions who the guy's going to be and this and that, but I would probably say
it's the 8. I think it's the 8 guy.
I would probably just say a 5 because the cinematography of it actually wasn't bad. There were some good shots in it that actually looked really good.
And the music was good, actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, but, there's still some holes in it here and there. But I think overall, I was entertained. I woke up after almost like nodding off. And,
I'm sure you were entertained.
Right, I'm up.
After I woke up.
Well, see, here's
after 50, it don't take much to fall asleep.
Yeah. And here's the thing with TV shows, right? Like, there's no, there's a little bit of monetary investment, right? Because it's a subscription. But in the most part, you're not taking the kids out or the family out to pay $20 for each ticket and buy them popcorn or sodas at the movie theater. You're not, imagine like you did spend that money and to watch this show or in a movie theater. Would you be pissed off? Or you see, that's the thing too. Everyone's like, yeah, it's okay, it's great. But would you watch it in the movie theaters if you had to pay money for it?
No.
If I would have gotten that at the movie theater, I would have burned the theater down.
Oh, jeez. Right?
Allegedly.
Flex is not an arsonist. It's alleged.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely my least favorite of them so far.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, but
the last few
Game
episodes,
of Thrones, we got to see naked girls.
Oh my goodness. No. Oh, Kenobi. It's we're talking about the Game of Thrones. Was it the House of Dragon? The House of Dragon. Yeah. That one that's a good show, to me. Okay, so, all right, so let's go to Anthony. What'd you think, man?
I thought it sucked.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm completely.
Tell us how you really feel,
I'm completely checked out. I came to terms with it after this episode, and I was watching some other YouTubers today, and I think it's crystal clear what they have no desire to hold true to the show, to the lore, to the history of the universe they're working in. They only have an agenda, and there are things that are more important to them than staying true to the universe they're in, and that's fine. They can go ahead and do that. I'm just not gonna. My subscription runs out in the fall, and I will not renew it. I'm just gonna watch this for the sheer entertainment, and I want them to go full retard. I want them to just completely go overboard and just bastardize it as far as they possibly can. I don't care what they do. I don't care what it means. I don't care if they have 20 Sith running around and it just breaks everything. It doesn't even matter to me. I don't care if somehow or another May and Osha have a baby and it's Palpatine. I mean, just go full blown
Take it to the edge.
I want them to act like 6-year-olds with the toys in the living room.
Yeah.
Do it like having Darth Vader be on the good side. And, like, I want them to just do anything. I don't even care. Like,
Yeah.
things that don't make sense. You know, like if they want to float down from the sky and have on a Halloween mask with teeth on it, just do it. Just do
They
it.
did though.
I know they did it. I know they did it. I want them to do it more. I want
Smilo
them to
Red.
full blown, out of control. You know, they've got Kiadi Mundi here. Yeah, he's born 40 years later. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? You can just go on and change it on the website.
Well, the thing too is it's just crazy, right? Like, and this is like definitely a cannon hole here, right? I'm like
cannon hole.
Yeah.
It is far beyond a cannon hole.
Yeah.
They've got Plo Koon with all the Jedi Knights going on that one, and I was like, well, surely that's not Plo Koon. So I went on there and looked how many of his species are there that became Jedis. Oh, there's one. There's only one, and it's him. Do they care? No.
Well, the thing too is like
it's
at first I was
baby mama's cousin. That's who it is. It doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Well, the thing too is like I was like, is that Master Kiadi Mundi?
I thought
I was
there's
like,
no way it's him.
I said the same exact thing. There is
like,
no way, no way. Yes, that's another one of the species.
Credits, and I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
No, well, I went on IMDb because I didn't even like stay past the credits. Like I was just like, no way. And I went on IMDb, and it does say Master Kiadi Mundi.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no way. Why?
Why not?
Why? Like he's not even supposed
Why
to.
not?
What difference does it make? Honestly, I wouldn't even care if it was Palpatine in the mask. It wouldn't even matter to me. I'd be like, holy shit! How did they get a young? How they de-aged him?
But we definitely got to put this on TikTok tomorrow. Anthony's rant.
This would be amazing if they de-aged him. I mean, honestly, like, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care.
Oh man. No, but the thing I'm like, and the worst part is that like now what he said on the prequels were like, oh, we haven't seen the Sith in over a millennia.
Yeah, but a millennia isn't 1,000 years. What has changed that?
Yeah.
This was like
I'm just
no, it's just baffling because you have all the resources like
at your fingertips.
At your fingertips, a fan film will make this mistake. Not a
think how
Disney
awesome
Star
it would
Wars
be if he took that mask off and it was Shmi.
Shmi
come
Skywalker.
Shmi Skywalker.
How awesome would that be?
Well, first of all, can I tell you that mask is like very similar to Kylo Ren, right?
Oh,
and
you think?
It's like okay, is there
cut it and put like jack-o'-lantern teeth on it.
It's so true.
But the thing too is that they made like the visor even smaller. It's like a little like hairline, and I'm like, how can people see? I mean, I guess you're using.
You're thinking logically. Why would you do that?
Oh goodness! All right. Yeah,
he ain't wrong.
So that's why I'm just like, you know what? I want to just go insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I don't even care if they fucking fly like Neo. I want this to be like in the Matrix.
Oh geez, oh my gosh, Anthony, Sean, you gotta check on Anthony. I think he's just gone off the rails here.
No, he and I have not talked since last episode, and I have the same opinions about it too. I'm just like, it is what it is. Disney's gonna do what they're gonna do. We have to stop putting hope and stock in Disney and think, oh yeah, this is going to be really good. This is going to be better.
It's going to get better.
Every single time we get our hopes let down.
And it's a disappointment.
And like Anthony said, yeah, why not? Just go full bore. Who gives a shit? Let's screw all the lore up. Who cares at this point? And
Yeah.
it's
Do
like,
y'all
yeah.
remember? It was probably 6 months ago or something like that, and I was on, and we were talking about it coming out, and he was like, I was like, yeah, I think it's dead on arrival. I was like, I've already seen some stuff that the people that are in it are talking about. I was like, there ain't no way they're going to be able to avoid putting this stuff in it. And you know what? I don't think they've gone as far as they want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten the baby Max Rebo yet.
He's coming, baby.
Do it.
Baby
he's
Jar
coming.
Jar.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Oh, what if Jar Jar was in the mask? How else?
Jar Jar.
If Jar Jar Binks was in the mask.
If I'm
He's
telling
only
you
tw-
right
He's
now,
only 20 years old in a Phantom Menace. Who cares? Why does it matter? What is go change it on Wikipedia? He was born 100 years ago.
Listen, I swear, if it is Jar Jar behind that mask,
It's Grogu.
I will dress up.
There you go.
You're hearing it
He was
first.
born 53
And
years. And the Mandalorian? Who cares? It's a surprise. Grogu is Yoda.
Hey, it could be Bill Belichick for all we know.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, Bill
It could be
Belichick.
Kathleen Kennedy. She broke the fourth wall. She's like Deadpool and ta-da!
Oh my goodness! Oh Jesus! Unhinged. Okay. Well, I'm assuming. What's your score, Anthony?
Who cares?
Nine.
Who cares?
Even score. It's a trophy.
Okay.
I would say if you like, this doesn't need to be graded on like Star Wars. This needs to be graded on like wokeism. It's off the charts. This is like the Super Bowl trophy. Like
Stanley Cup.
I think they can even go harder.
Wow. Okay. All
I
right.
think they can go to a solid 20 by the end of it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Sean.
I think Luke Skywalker is going to end up in the last episode.
I think it'd be awesome.
Why not?
I think it would be
Mando. Might as well do it.
And they could just use the world between worlds. You know, and presto
use that as
chango, here he
the
is.
bridge.
You know, hey, I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to save you.
Hey, maybe they find a DeLorean and they travel through time.
Hey, why not? Why not?
Oh,
imagine a time machine built out of a land speeder and they're flying through.
Oh my god,
that'll explain a lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that would make more sense.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
At least you get to see the land speeder again.
Yeah, that's a positive.
Thank you, Anthony.
You're
Okay, Sean. All right.
How do I follow that up?
Yeah, top that.
I can't.
I don't know.
follow that up.
Back it up, PJ, and put like the images where there was like 14 yellow and white lightsabers. On the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. Plo Koon had a yellow lightsaber, so you know it's him.
Yeah, there was like 14 lightsabers over there, and they're all running at him. Like, there you go. Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah,
7,
he was
8.
He's like 8 Jedis, light work.
Yeah.
You know, like a force hurricane. You know, just
my.
blows them all out of the way.
No.
Looks like they're all at a
Honestly,
rave with glow sticks.
You know what? I think
Three of them have yellow ones. So.
Yeah, you know what I think would have been better if when that thing force pushed him, if it would have been like, oh, you can.
Oh my god.
Oh, you can.
I think that would have been better because then you would have been like, oh shit, that's like a legit push, like because you actually understand like what that did in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
no coming back from that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Sean.
No, like I said, like I gave up after last week. I'm just like, to be honest, I watched this week just so we could talk about it on the show because I almost gave up on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not good.
Okay.
And what's up with like Scott said, like May's gonna all of a sudden she walks around the corner and then she's like, oh no, I'm gonna turn myself into the Jedi. I love my sister. I'm just like, what? This girl was like out for revenge, which we don't know why yet because they still need to do a flashback and tell us how the witches die. And if they don't do that, then this girl's after revenge for something that she did. Like it's just stupid.
Yeah, and the thing
But
too
why
is
not?
that, yeah.
It's like, why not? Honestly, that's the
we'll probably get a
attitude you have to
flashback
take.
next episode.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
They don't like
every other
revealing
one.
stuff right away.
I agree. It's like really hurting my head, like trying to like put things together. And it's not even like, oh, whatever it is. And it's just like, it's just the acting. I mean, the writing in the show is really like, it's just
completely bummed the Wookiee was dead. Like,
yeah.
that
Do you
was the
remember
one
they were
highlight
They were
that
showing
I
him
was looking forward
nonstop,
to.
and like there was all these scenes of him twirling a lightsaber and stuff.
I think that might be a
Completely
flashback.
That's gonna be a
It
flashback.
probably
That's a
Yeah.
flashback.
Yeah.
But it's like
It's going to
come
be the
on.
Trinity flashback where we thought she was
Yeah.
gone and then she was back for another episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is that there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of plot holes here. Like, okay, she was. It's like, how does a person go like in the last episode, right? Like go from, oh, I love my sister, I want to kill you, right? It's
Yeah.
like, whoa, what is going on? Like,
Yeah,
okay, it's like
she's got
really
mood swings.
mental.
She was
yeah,
on her
like,
period.
oh my
She was having
goodness.
mood swings.
Bipolar.
Yeah, and she could have shot her and she didn't
Mhm.
Yeah.
in that one episode. But
Yeah,
then the
yeah,
story
Or
would've
she
been
said
over.
she did, but she missed. Wink, wink. Like,
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the theory, right? Because a lot of people were saying and defending, like, okay, they're not identical during that like last episode, right? And they're identical now. They're saying it's like, I think it's, I don't know how they're explaining it, but they're saying it's just the same person. It's like almost like Fight Club, you know, Tyler Durden and what's the other?
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain anything because it's two different people and two, like once with the Jedi, once with the
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
they're
but,
not
you know,
they're not
they can
the
say-
same person.
They can
Oh,
say,
no,
"Oh,
hold
she's
on.
force projecting herself."
I've got it.
Oh, force projecting or something.
I've got it.
Come on, that's
I've
like
got it. I know what it is. I didn't think of it until you just said it. I heard the Fight Club reference in an interview.
yeah.
All of this is all imagined by her.
What?
What?
Yeah, it's all going to be an imagined. She's still in the Jedi Order. It's all going to be imagined, and she's going to wake up from this dream, and then Saul's going to come over, and she's going to be like panting, and then it's going to be like, "What happened?" And it's going to be like Wizard of Oz, and she's going to be talking about all.
I had a vision.
Yeah, it's going to be all these other. She's going to be saying, "Oh, I saw so and so," and we're going to see Asian Ezra Miller, and he's going to be in the Jedi Order, and we're going to see all these different people. And
Maybe that would make it better.
yeah, it would. Like
it explains some stuff.
Now my head's really hurting. I don't know if yeah, it's just too much. It's just like, what? Okay, anyway, all right, Sean. I mean, anything that you liked about this episode?
Nah.
How about the ending? I know at least that one.
Honestly, I was looking forward to seeing the Wookiee, and they killed him, and that bummed me out.
You saw
Like,
it?
eh. Well, he was fried chicken. I mean,
They don't even show that scene though, right? They just
no,
walk
they
in
don't
and
even show it.
and
Yeah,
he's dead on the couch.
yeah, and he's got like a lightsaber across his chest. Like, how about cut him in half? Like, give him a regal death. Like, take care of him. Smilo Ren. Yeah, like,
Is that the guy
and
in the Wookiee outfit that you saw at the show?
Jonas? Yeah,
Yeah.
super cool guy. And honestly, like when I actually got excited was right here at the end when the witch showed up, which it's a witch, but it's like I was getting all excited, and then the episode ended, and I'm like, seriously? Finally, something good was going to happen, and then the episode ends.
Yeah, and
There's nothing great about this. It drug on for the whole beginning of
yes,
her, OSHA trying to leave, and then, oh no, you're going to come with us, and then
Sean, how do you not like this? You
That's
go with
true.
your family, and you go to the mountains, and you go on hikes.
Yeah,
This
I should
you
love this. It's so
This
nature.
is you get to go on a hike and watch Jedi go on a hike and watch they snip his way to the Scissor Queen.
Oh my goodness.
Telling you.
Well, I was gonna say, what do you guys think about like the Asian guy being the Sith acolyte? Because he was like, I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious. Like the guy that's with May the whole time is the Sith master or apprentice.
I think they're making it look that way, but I think it's going to be the Zabrak mom.
See, I think it's the other mom.
You think it's the black mom?
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah, I think it's one of the moms.
You should go back and try to enlarge that scene when they walk past.
How does she fit all those braids underneath that Kylo Ren helmet, though?
And what do y'all think of
Gotta
that?
cut her hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
The short-haired Jedi with the green one. I forget her. I don't know her name.
Which
Are you
one? The
talking
one
about
with
the X-23 girl?
Yeah, the one that makes the
horns.
order and says that she doesn't want to go back and talk to the council and
Oh, yeah.
she
Oh,
looks
Vanessa.
like the dude from she reminds me of the dude from Avatar.
Oh, Vanestra, yeah, the green. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I don't know. There's something about that character that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I
It's because she's not just because she's never acted.
Yeah, she
She's not
reminds me
acting.
of that guy from Avatar that's in the suit with no legs or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Never act.
You know what? I did notice one thing when Saul was
Mhm.
talking to May, and he said something about I will explain it to you when we get in the ship or something.
Mhm.
And so like he's gonna tell her something. Like there's something more to what happened. I think they're gonna
He's
There
definitely.
has to be, because there's no way that other Jedi just offed himself for no reason.
Yeah, and then
I
like
think,
them saying they're going to go back to the council and we're basically going to lie. Like the whole Jedi's lying. Oh wow, this is new concept too.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
what they're doing is I think they're trying to make the Jedi not look good and righteous.
Mhm.
They're trying to flaw them.
Make them look creepy.
Yeah. You know, like
Make them look Paul Murray.
exactly. if they could have a white panel van with no windows and like a decal in the back that said like free candy, like they would do it. I think that's what they're trying to do. And yeah, but I think they're gonna I think they're gonna make it like the Jedi killed all those people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because if it's the guy, then somebody had to kill all the witches.
Yeah,
And so
I think that's I think so too, because it's almost like maybe like a Vietnam War where they like kill like a village, right?
What if one of the
where-
moms killed all the witches and wanted to blame the Jedi to try to like?
well, if
make
it's
them-
the mom in the mask, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then I would say it's probably the Zabrak because she did not want to let the girl go.
Yeah.
And so because May wants to kill the four that showed up to get her sister, I would say the motivations would come from the mother, the Zabrak mother.
Gotcha.
That would be my guess. But that actually makes sense. So with that being said, if it's the young guy, then maybe he was like secretly the sex slave and he actually is like the father of May and Ocean.
What?
What? See, Flex, you're all caught up. You don't even need to watch it now. You're good.
You're good.
I was
I'm
like,
so
okay.
confused.
I was like, I lost.
But
Okay.
the things I'm saying are equally as absurd as what they actually did.
All right, Sean, what's your score for this episode?
I'll give it 3.5.
Okay, so definitely better than last week. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week the chanting was the last straw for me. I was like, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, like Lost Boys chant?
Lost Boys chant?
Yeah.
You can't say anything bad about Lost Boys.
I love Lost Boys.
Lost
I
Boys
am
is-
actually stoked that they used a similar chant.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing. And
it
how
almost turned
she
into a
comes
musical.
trotting through the crowd like Queen of the Damned, and
Yeah.
Enchantress, and
And it's funny because we come on here and we just don't like this show and we talk about it, but like everything that we say is not anything that's like about strong females or diversity. It is just about the bad writing and the bad storytelling.
Well,
Because-
people are forgetting that like
But
majority
that's
of
the
us
thing,
here.
though. We don't come on here and bash like, oh, why did they make it this and this and that? It's like, listen, anything they do put into this show that might be woke is very subtle anyway. 'Cause
Yeah, it is.
Before it
You think
before
this
it
is
happened,
subtle?
well, it is. It could be way worse. I mean,
I know.
but that's what I'm saying.
I want
I was
them to
expecting
just
worse,
Unleash.
but that's not what we're on here like giving the show negative reviews, and it's not for that. It's just a bad writing and all the holes in the story, and just
What the
just
lore,
not-
the lo-
it's just
what-
not good Star Wars.
Well, the thing too is that what's really bothering me is the lore. I don't care about
Yeah.
anything else. It's
that's
just
the only thing that bothers me.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
me
that's the
too.
only thing that bothers me is
Mhm.
sticking to the lore. Why is Master Kiadi Mundi in this show? He
is
shouldn't
an
be alive.
awesome-looking Jedi. Why not?
But it's just like I was like, there's no way that's his uncle, his cousin, his I don't know, older brother or whatever. Goodness, but it's just
He
it's
should.
but it's just one of those things where, and like what Sean said, we're not here trying to bash the show. It's just, at the same time too, it's if you love the show, more power to you. We definitely are not trying to sway you to try to view the show in our eyes, right? Like if you love it, great for you. I'm happy for you. We're happy for you. It's just that like we're sad that we're not with you. That's the problem. And in terms of
Yeah.
like female leads,
That's
What-
We had that.
I've
Had that
I
talk
have
last week.
never ever understood that whole topic of strong women.
No.
The OT, you had Leia.
Yeah.
The prequels, you had Padme, Rogue
Yeah.
One, Jyn Erso,
Yeah.
Solo, you had Han Solo's girlfriend, I forgot her name. I mean,
Kira.
like, Kira. They're all strong women in every Star Wars movie. Mandalorian, it became the Bo-Katan, show. because- So I don't
And-
understand where they come with that. That makes no sense, and it's
Well,
hypocritical.
But
Well, it
what's
doesn't have
nuts?
to make
They're,
sense.
but what's nuts? They're embraced. No one turns away a strong female lead. They're embraced. We love
Yeah.
it. So I don't know why they think
We
they
love it
have.
when it's
Oh,
done
we
right.
need more. We need more.
Patriarch, argument. It makes no sense.
It
Well,
makes
they use that as a bully tactic, and you'll spend a lot of time like explaining and defending yourself about like, and it takes all the attention away from the actual problem.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
heard some content creators saying that like, oh, they don't like the witches because they're women. They're all it's a witches
that's
of women.
That's ridiculous.
But here's the thing too is that like we love the Night Sisters and they're all women too. So what's the problem?
And I'm
like-
not even a huge on the Night Sisters. I don't like witches and stuff. Like it's just a different
But-
genre to me. It's
But
like,
even then, like no one's complaining. It's been around. No one's complaining about the Night Sisters. It's like all of a sudden someone's saying that, but who's saying it? It's definitely the people that you think that they're
not
saying
us.
it.
No.
Yeah. And here's the thing too is that like and for me it's one of those things too, right? Where what do they want from the fans, right? Like we're honest, we're giving our honest opinion, we're doing constructive criticism, we're giving you reasons, the plot, the writing, the holes, the canon, most importantly, the canon of things, right?
Mhm.
And that's not enough. It's almost like you have to think about it, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. It's like if being positive in Star Wars doesn't mean you have to like everything. I think there's a problem with liking everything because liking everything makes you fake, right? Because I'm like, oh, what do you like? I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
hey, what do you think about this? Oh, I love it. And like, if you come across someone that loves everything and doesn't have any negative things to say, what are you going to say to yourself?
I love
Yeah.
Stapler.
It's like, What you like? Okay.
I love Stapler.
Oh, I thought you said I liked it. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, but being honest and being true to yourself, you're not being fake. You're being honest about your opinion as long as it's constructive. And I think that people need to understand that being honest is not being negative.
Yeah. And the
It's
thing
not.
is, it's just our opinions. Who
It's
are
just
we?
our
It's,
opinion. Who are
and we're
opinions?
allowed to have, and that's the problem in this world. They don't let you have your own opinion anymore. They think you should think a certain way or this.
You can have
whatever.
your own opinion as long as you don't disagree with what they say.
Yeah.
And I think that there's this misunderstanding that like we have to be positive about everything that is put out by Disney. We have to love it. No, we don't. Right? If there's something that we disagree on, yes, we're gonna say something, right? Because that's how we're brought up. All of us, like, we should say something we disagree on, right? As long as it's constructive. It cannot be like, I hate it because it's like the eyes are red. Like, that's stupid, right? Oh, I hate the scene because it's foggy. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But we're not doing that. We're telling you the lore of Star Wars. That's what we care about. But going for me, right, before we could move on, my opinion this episode, I think, was definitely better than the last episode, but it's only better because of the last like 3 or 4 minutes of this episode. The first like
Right there.
25 minutes, like, even my wife, who's not a big Star Wars fan as me, was like on her phone. She's like, wait, my gosh, she's like, 25 minutes was nothing and the last 5 minutes was something. And I'm like, oh yeah. And this is coming from a non-hardcore Star Wars fan, right? I'm like, I don't know. Like, so, and the thing too is like, people are like, oh, why are people like, I had some people reach out to me and say, hey, why'd you cancel Disney Plus? And mind you, I have a year subscription. So unfortunately I have to wait for a year before it like completely goes out. It's just like, I just think that like canceling it's just like, I'm a firm believer. If you don't like something, try not to go on Facebook or Instagram and all these social media networks arguing with people you don't know about Star Wars. I think what is stronger than your opinion is speaking with your money, with your wallet, right? Look at look a lot of like Fantastic Four. Remember Fantastic Four, the last movie before it was switched over to Disney? No one watched it. And then Fox lost the rights and it went to Disney. And yeah, I don't know if that's any better, but the thing too is that like, yeah, if you don't like something, stop watching it or cancel your subscription or whatever the case is. And to be honest, Disney, what am I watching most of the time? It's all this new Star Wars stuff. I'm not going back and watching Civil War a billion times. I have all the movies on physical media, and I encourage people to buy physical media because you're not at the mercy of these companies. Because what happens if they lose the license or they don't want to show it to you again? Oh, you're at their mercy. Not with physical media where you could actually just, I want to watch Star Wars again. Put it in your DVD player, watch it again, right? And to be honest, the transfer is much better on the physical media than on the streaming media because you're going to get good quality sound, good quality picture. That's a fact. Look it up and watch it. But again, it's just like for me, I'm speaking with my money. I'm speaking with my wallet. If I don't like something, I'm not going to keep spending money on it, right? And to be honest, speaking of subscription, Disney just fell out in the top five subscriptions or streaming services. It's like it's not in the top five. Yeah, they're not in the top 5 anymore.
As of when? This week?
Last week, I think.
Last week. Wow.
And what's Netflix number 1?
I think so. Netflix is still number 1. And to be honest, I love Netflix. There's so many shows, so many good content.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, they give all the episodes all at once, right? I get it. It's cool that we're getting it one week after another and we get to talk about it and stuff. But also that's just kind of like, then it's like, then we're giving your opinions, I guess, a little too early and you're getting like, all this stuff as opposed to watching as a whole, maybe giving your overall opinion on the show, which is more fair to the show and the showrunners. But that's not what they're doing, which is fine. because it gives us more content, right? More of us, more sitcasts every week, right? Um, but again, if I were to rate this episode, I'll probably give it like a 3.5. I think the last 5 minutes just gave those 3.5 points. The first, like, I don't know, 20-25 minutes was basically nothing. The Kiadi Mundi scene was just like really threw me off. I didn't believe it at that when I first saw it. I'm like, nah, that's not him. That's not him. But I have to say the positive about the show is the score. The musical score is great. It really feels like Star Wars. The editing, the cutscenes, right? I mean, like when it like goes into the next scene, right? It feels like Star Wars, right? The cinematography, I think who said it? Maybe Scott, you said it. The cinematography is great.
In this episode, I thought they did a better job with it. It had some cool backgrounds and
Yeah.
like you said, transitions into those other scenes that weren't bad, but
yeah,
just wasn't there.
And it's going to a new planet. We're exploring a new planet, and that's what George Lucas would have wanted. He always says you're always trying to explore new planets and new scenes and things like that. But yeah, no, I just think that like now we'll see what happens, right? And we'll see if it sticks the landing in the last like 4 episodes of this show, which leads me to one of our main topics for tonight. And I'm going to ask everyone in the panel is, do you think we're hard to please? And that's the title of this live stream. Do you think Star Wars fan is hard to please, right? Because I know people had issues with the prequels, and then issues with maybe the first Clone Wars movie, and things like that. Like, we'll start off with Scott Sharp. Like, do you think we are just like a hard fandom to please?
Maybe half. I don't know. Now that before Sean pulled me in and started showing me your podcast, like I didn't see many of them. Now I see a few of them, and I start to watch this and that show. So I think there's more of an outlet nowadays.
Yeah.
To voice opinions, where before, like I said, when me and Sean saw the first couple of shows, Phantom Menace episode 1 and 2, it wasn't like we were bitching about it. There was parts that I don't think we were like crazy about, but at the same time, you were like, hey, it was still cool that there was a Star Wars movie that we just went and saw. Like, it wasn't until years later that you kind of start talking about it and developing it. And so I don't know. I think we're a little hard to please, but not much. I mean, and you go back to the women thing, if you think about it, even in A New Hope, like Carrie, Leia had her shit together through the whole movie pretty much. Everybody else we were all learned about, but she was kind of running things the whole time, and she was the main
boss.
Yeah.
She was pretty much the main
focus
star of all 4 movies, and we learned about the smuggler and the Luke learning, and he was just kind of a clumsy farm boy at first. But
it's all right, so we're not hard to please, right? There is a formula, right? Why we love Star Wars, and I think Rogue One is the perfect example of
even though there's not lightsabers and fights in there, but there's enough Star Wars content in it to make it fun, and it was a good story.
And the fact, a great story, great acting, great everything, great cinematography, right? And it's the same cinematographer is the same cinematographer for Dune. Right, Dune 1 and 2, I believe.
Yep.
Right. So again, that's the formula, right? We got Tarkin in Rogue One, we got Vader, we got this, we got that, and it connects everything perfectly. There's no like, oh, why is Kiadi Mundi here? Right? I thought he was dead.
Yeah. You'll be more successful if you keep true to the lore. You know what I mean? That's the formula.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. And we'll go with Flex.
People in general, you're not going to please everyone all the time. That's just a fact of life.
Yes.
Star Wars fans, you know what I mean? Yes, you're not going to satisfy everyone. But if you stay true to the lore, you know what I mean? You're going to get the majority of the fans on your side. Like you just said, when Rogue One came out, I mean, I didn't really hear anyone complain or, going on podcasts and stuff and trashing it. I don't remember. Maybe you guys
Nope.
have seen it. I know I didn't.
Nothing.
Mandalorian season 1, it
Mhm.
blew that shit out the water. Everybody,
Nothing.
I didn't hear
Oh yeah.
people, crying and bitching about the man. No, so
Nothing.
you stick, you're true to the lore and just keep it Star Wars, man. That's the recipe for success.
Season 2 of Mandalorian Flex. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, it was
Right?
dope. Yeah,
It was dope, right? Everyone, it
Hell
was
yeah.
such a,
That
and
was
you
dope.
know what? That drove up the sales for collectibles, toys, everything. Star Wars was in a good place at that time.
And the episodes, you can always nick something here, pick something over there, but you can get over that. I mean, even in the OTs, you can do the same thing. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
there's things that you can just oversee and then not make a big deal about it. But other things, man, forget it. It's just not negotiable. Sorry.
So you're saying is that we're not hard to please.
If you stay true to the lore,
Just lore.
I don't think it's hard to please the majority or the general mass.
Okay. How about you, Sean?
Yeah, I think certain age demographics, it's a different opinion on it. I think we're OT, we're child of the 70s. We watched it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a different love for it. Maybe that's the wrong word is love for it, but we have a different outlook on it.
Passion.
Because we grew a passion for it. Because you think when Star Wars came out, Lucas invented all these special effects and there was nothing ever done at that time. So we were enamored by that. We're enamored by the story. I felt like we got drawn in more.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when the prequels came out, he was working on the digital. Like I said, I wasn't a big fan of the prequels. It took me a while to grow on me.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Scott said, we came out of Phantom Menace. I remember going to the midnight showing of it. And right in the beginning, I didn't like it, but Darth Maul saved it. I didn't care for the first half of the movie, but I liked the second half of the movie. And then I just think different age demographics. It's a different opinion on, maybe younger people have a different outlook on it than we do, which I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh, when if you were 12 and you walked in and saw Attack of the Clones, you were like,
it was the greatest thing, right? It's just what age you are when you're introduced to Star Wars, what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And, and then
That's
they
great.
can call us grumpy old men or whatever, but we are branded with the original trilogy from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from being, seeing it at 4 years old and just like, this is it. And the thing is, you've never seen anything ever like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was the original. And then when they come out, in the 2000s or whatever, 99 with, Phantom Menace, it's cool because Star Wars is back, but it didn't have that same effect of seeing the special, it was like you were drawn into this world because you've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And that's something with technology, how far it's advanced, that kids grow up with this technology. They get spoiled by it, and you almost get numb to the way things are made. Mm. But this stuff was all made by hand back then. So, I know it sounds selfish to be I feel like the OT guys hold it more closer to their chest because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't say that because I'm not a certain age and I didn't grow up with the prequels. So, prequel fans are going to look at those prequels like we do the original trilogy, and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up with the prequels, and I still love the original trilogy, right?
Right.
I'm not yes, I agree. There was flaws. Even when I watched the prequels, when I went to watch the Phantom Menace, I was like, Jar Jar. Yes, I know I love Jar Jar now, but at the time, I'm like, oh my god, this guy's effing annoying. Half the time.
Batman makes a great point. To what Sean was saying.
Yeah, and yes, it's targeting
it's
newer
baseline. That's perfectly right there.
Yeah,
I mean, we have a friend that they know who I'm talking about. But as Star Wars started coming into the mainstream, he went out. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Huge collector.
Yeah.
Big collector. And as soon as Star Wars got into the mainstream, Kip jumped out. And I always thought, I never thought about it because I was I was just happy to see. I remember being in the mall and seeing kids' sneakers with Star Wars on it. And you were like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so I just was like, hey, I think it's awesome. But he was like, no, too mainstream. He sold all of his stuff, which I honestly, back then, I wish I would have gone to one of his yard sales because he had figures from Japan. I mean, he had crazy office collector back in the day. And I don't think he has any of it now. I think he sold all of it. maybe kept a couple pieces, but
Mm.
I don't really ever see him or talk to him. But I know we all have like a mutual acquaintance with him, kind of deal. But
Yeah.
And it's sad because the backlash, and it seems like every week is just getting more toxic and more toxic, and the fandom is more divided and stuff. And but you know what, at the end of the day, this she has a lot to have blame, take blame for. You know what I mean? She would go on all these interviews and with this subversive attitude, and like almost in a mockingly way. Oh, if you don't support woke, you're not a true Star Wars fan. I'm like, really? By the time when you were born, I had already seen Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back before you were born. So, who's
Yeah,
how
yeah.
you gonna say I'm not a Star Wars fan? She brought on a lot of this backlash on herself. Everyone knows that it's canon that C-3PO is gay and that R2 is a lesbian. I'm like, bro, you just
They're
like digging
droids.
yourself deeper and
You're
deeper.
just making stuff up.
Shit.
Yeah, and the thing too is that like there's the one thing I think a lot of people are holding on to is basically what she said about it's like we don't have to follow the George Lucas formula for the Force, right? I think it was along those lines that basically, okay, yeah, George Lucas does not have the key to Star Wars, right? I'm like, no, but everyone should be following those rules that he created, that universe, the rules of the Force, the blasters, the ships, everything. The good and evil, the light side, the dark side, the balance of the Force. People should be following that. But if they want to, fine. And that's why I get it. I'm not here to argue with anyone. I'm not here to go on Facebook and mock you or ridicule you for liking the Acolyte or try to convince you to not like the Acolyte. Good for you. I'm happy for you. But please do not try to force me to like the Acolyte. I don't. And please don't say negative things about me just because I don't like it like you do, right? And again, I will still go back to my prequels, my original trilogy, my Clone Wars, my Rebels, my Mandalorian season 1 and 2, and I'll go to that, and that's my safe haven. Just please don't change that. But the thing too is that like it's one of those, like, I get the flaws of the prequels, right? I knew it when I watched it, right? And yes, thank God Revenge of the Sith came out and just kind of like made everything better. It was hard to watch episode 2, right? But there's pieces of those movies where I'm like, whenever I got the DVD, I just went and rewatched those scenes, like when Obi-Wan fought Jango Fett, the Geonosian scene and things like that. But to me, it still is Star Wars. It still comes from the creator. It's still within the lore, the canon, everything. There's nothing breaking that. The gospel, yes. The only thing that is hard to watch is the not the acting. The acting is great. It's just the screenplay writing, because it's written by George Lucas, and he's not known to be a screenplay writer, and he's not a good editor. All those movies, the original trilogy, is the success should go to Marshall Lucas and some of the editors, the Dykstra camera, the ILM. All those people are a major reason why Star Wars was successful, not just because of George. George was the brain of the whole universe, but everyone else had a part in making those movies successful. And again, just follow the Rogue One formula. That's it. It's simple. But anyway, so you're trying to say, Sean, we are hard to please?
I know I am. But the
Okay.
thing is, I'm hard to please, but I do, I realize times are changing. Like, I know that. And we want Star Wars to grow. And I do come into these shows pretty optimistic. I came into Acolyte optimistic.
Me too, Sean. You and
I
were.
didn't, the first 2 episodes were, but then that 3rd episode, I was like, it didn't feel like Star Wars. It wasn't the whole political thing. It was just, it didn't feel like Star Wars. And then the chanting, all that stuff, it turns me off. And I think I could only be optimistic for so long. And then you start getting let down so many times. You're just like, you know what? Like Anthony said, just let them do whatever they're going to do. I'll hold on to my, the 7 films, the first 6 in Rogue One, and then Rebels and Clone Wars, and like, just I am hoping when they do season 2 of Andor, there's a little more action and it draws
I think
Flex
it will.
in. And
I think it will be, and I think as a whole, season 1, season 1, 2 is gonna be good.
yeah, so I'm very interested in seeing. I actually like Ahsoka, so I want to see the Ahsoka. I don't want to see Andor. So it's like, I want to. It's like you want to cancel Disney, but it's like, they're gonna have some good Star Wars content. It may not.
And
They're not all.
when they
They're
do,
not
I'll
all
come back.
home runs.
And when they do, I'll
Right.
be back.
And when they do it, yes, I'll
Just come back,
resubscribe. Yeah,
That's no big
I'm not gonna pay monthly, and
Yeah.
I'd rather put that towards Game of Thrones right now or HBO Max because they got some good stuff, or even Netflix. Netflix got some good stuff.
Yeah, if it makes any sense, I say it's hard to please certain Star Wars fans of a certain era, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Anthony? Are we hard to please, sir?
I think we are kind of, but for the most part, the things that people are complaining about are things that, number one, they have all of the ability to do these things, like keeping up with the lore, not breaking canon. And the reason why this is important is not only has things been set into motion through George Lucas, we also have I remember when Kathleen Kennedy came out early on and she was talking about, we're going to be doing all these novels and we're going to be doing all these comics, and we encourage y'all to really immerse yourself into all this stuff because all of it is going to be intertwined. They were telling us that we've got this whole world and we're gonna build on it. So I read the book Catalyst before Rogue One came out. As much as y'all like it, if you read that book, it's even better because you get all this backstory with the Urso family for years. You get all this backstory with Krennic. It's fantastic. All the stuff with Tarkin and Krennic, it's all in there. The book makes that, as much as y'all like it, you would like it more if you read the book. That's how good the book is.
Yeah.
So I was reading all those books. And then it got to a point where none of this stuff was really being put into the sequel trilogy. None of it. The only thing that really came out of that was some stuff with Leia's pregnancy and her relationship with the purple-haired chick, and then the heavyset pilot that was friends with Poe Dameron. That was it. There was nothing else that had nothing to do with it. So I do think that the things that we're complaining about are very simple things that they could do. They're just choosing not to do them. And I've said many times that it's a lot of little things.
Yeah.
It's do all of y'all like James Bond movies?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We've had 6 or 7 different James Bonds. How crazy would it be if the next James Bond comes out and there's not even the James Bond theme in it?
Yeah, it's not James Bond. That's the one thing about all those James Bond movies. They've gone through so many different actors to play James Bond. But every time you watch the movie, everything's consistent. And when you watch a James Bond movie, you know it's James Bond.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you can tell the person's age by who is their James Bond.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
and PJ, who's your James Bond?
Pierce Brosnan.
All right, Flex.
Roger Moore.
Sean.
Roger Moore.
Yeah, see, Roger Moore was the one we grew up watching. Like, is he the best one? I don't know, you know, but
he's not.
Some of the older guys, you get a guy that's in like my dad's age, he's gonna go Sean Connery. He's the only James Bond I've ever, that's the only one. But
but
but Anthony hits like the nail on the head, right? With saying is like you feel it like it's a Star Wars. I mean, James Bond movie. If they play the music, he has the gadgets. He's cool. He's got the
cars.
Yeah, he's
M is always M. Q is always Q throughout. So
he's got the swag. And the thing too is that what I hate about some of these Star Wars movies and shows is that they don't have the opening crawl.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like it's like the opening crawl. It's not doing the swipe transitions. It's not having some of those Star Wars theme music. Sometimes they come right up to it and they almost do it and then they don't. And it's like
I,
it's little things like that. It's like it's so jarring when some of these little things, and it's all of these little things that are happening. Like, you know, the blasters, they never looked like guns. We had to dig and prod to find out what did they make that from, you know, and stuff like in the Andor show, like they're holding AK-47s. It's so jarring. They didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
take the effort to make them not look like AK-47.
mhm.
So it's stuff like that that really draws you out. Now, Sean Scott and myself, we're all like the same age. So we all grew up watching the original trilogy in the theater. I absolutely love the prequels. All right. I liked them in the beginning because it was new and it was new characters and I was seeing like these awesome lightsaber fights and cool new ships and stuff. But the more that I immersed myself in learning about some of the lore and the backstory of all this stuff, it just started making them better and better and better. And I've even changed Sean's mind on some of the stuff, like with Hayden Christensen's acting, how he was
Yeah, yeah.
actually trying to act and have the tone of like the way Vader had it.
Anthony
You
is
know,
the only one out of all of us that could actually read. Me and Sean didn't know how to read.
Yeah, we were done. We were done.
If it had Audible back then, books, audio books, maybe.
yeah.
But Anthony was
But
like, dude, I got this new book. We were like,
What's a book?
what is that?
and
Yeah. By the way, I just want to address this thing. This is the first Star Wars show I've not watched. It breaks my heart. I don't know if I have the courage to watch it. I mean, give it a shot, Nick. You might like it, and we're not trying to discourage you from liking it.
Yeah.
Wait till you can binge watch it, though.
Yeah, I say wait till you can
'Cause
binge watch it.
episode 3 won't be as bad if you could just skip
Yeah,
you can get past it real fast.
yeah, and
but
you know
like,
that. Yeah, sorry,
like
Anthony.
like Sean, something he always talks about is like how in the original Star Wars movies, like they just felt they were so dingy and so lived in. And I agree. Like that's what I was talking to my girlfriend the other day and I told her, I was like, it just bums me out. I was like, because I really love this stuff and I want to love it. But the problem is the people that are making it just don't give a fuck. That's really what it boils down to. And I was like, all these little things where it just you went into it and you really felt like you went into another world. It's not like Star Trek where this was like 1,000 years in the future or something, and it's like there is Earth, they don't have regular animals that, they use different words for things. They don't talk about miles and kilometers. They talk about a different measurement of time. And the blasters, they're not called guns. They're called blasters. They don't look like the weapons we know. Nothing looks like it. They don't show us sinks. They don't show us toilets. They don't even talk about that stuff. The food doesn't even look like food that we would eat. It's all of these little things that just brings you into another dimension and you can totally immerse yourself in it. And because it's fantasy, like some of this stuff, you can suspend disbelief for it, like, but it's just, it just sucks because these people, they don't give a fuck. All they care about is their agenda of what they want to do. They got this checklist of stuff they want to insert and put their ideology in it. And you know what? More power to them. Go buck wild. If you want to make it like a gay parade, I'm all for it. Go full fledged, and I'll cheer on. I'll throw gasoline on the fire.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is that like for me it's like it's just like I said, it's for me it's the lore. That's the most important thing for me, right? And that's the lore. So, and I hope that they could go back to just like the Rogue Ones and the Mandalorian season 1 and 2, and yeah, just get back to that headspace. But all right, as
Hey,
for me,
one
yeah.
one question before we switch it gears.
Mhm.
What's everybody's favorite all-time series? Like
Star Wars.
series? No, just anything, whatever, any kind of series.
Oh,
What's your
geez.
Oh gosh.
favorite
Oh,
all-time
gosh.
series of all?
Too many different
DJ, you got
genres.
one?
though, Like,
All-time series, like TV show,
Yeah,
Breaking Bad.
Flex.
I don't know about anything current, but I know growing up, V was mine.
Well, that was good. Anthony, what you got? What's your favorite
Man,
series?
I don't know. Boardwalk Empire was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah,
That was really good.
that was dope.
Maybe that. I am absolutely loving House of the Dragon, and the way that I get immersed in the lore of it. Like, I'm digging into this. I've already bought one of the books, and on
See,
Audible.
he can read. He can
Well, I'm
read,
listening
guys.
to it on Audible, but man, I probably could think of some other ones, but the one that pops in my head was how good Boardwalk Empire was.
What about you,
yeah,
Sean?
man, that's tough though, because there's so many different genres. Like growing up, as a little kid, it was like Dukes of Hazzard, and then Knight Rider, A-Team. I mean, there's so many like that.
Yeah, but I'm talking like series. Like they got, like the.
Oh, you're
Boardwalk
talking
Empire.
like a streaming type series.
Yeah, like a series. Yeah, like
Wow. Does it have to? Can it be Star Wars? It's like
Yeah,
that's a majority what I watch. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed Mandalorian.
you used to like The Sopranos though back in the day too. You always talked about that was good.
For me, it's so hard to pick because it's just so different. Like science fiction versus like mob bosses, and like it's so.
I was just asking because it's a very interesting topic. When you talk to you can go into a bar. Like we were in a bar on a cruise ship recently on Disney cruise. And then that's what we started talking about. And then so the two people that know each other, bartenders, me and my daughter. And the next thing you know, you're just like, oh, that's so-and-so. That show was great. And this and that. My personal favorite is Breaking Bad. Like that's just, I'm with Flex. Like that's the line got drawn on that one. And I got my daughter watching it. She loves it. She always gets me Breaking Bad t-shirts. Where we'll swap T-shirts out and get each other shirts for.
Yeah, I think that was like the first show. Like the first 4 or 5 episodes were kind of like slow, just because they were building up the story. But once you get past that 5th episode, it's a roller coaster. It just goes from here down. Like it is like one thing after another. Just like how things spiral out of control. I think maybe there's one filler episode, just maybe one, but every episode was insane. My wife is watching it now and she absolutely loves it. So I think
my wife hasn't watched it, but we did watch. I got the daughter watched all of Saul. She was upset when it ended. Like it was like, oh, done. What do we do? What now?
I know. Yeah, definitely recommend that show to anyone that hasn't watched Breaking Bad. Just get past the 5th episode and it gets insane. All right. Okay. So, for me, just really quick, we're not hard to please. I don't think we are. I honestly believe in Star Wars fans. I just think that we just need to stick to the formula of the lore, the canon, and just use Rogue One and Mandalorian season 2 as like the formula. Use that same formula over and over again. Just a feel good show, right? Where like with Rogue One, they had a purpose. They were trying to, try to get the plans for the Death Star, right? With season 2, it's just like Mandalorian and Grogu, that bonding between almost like a father and a child, right? Or a parent and a child, and just going on this adventures and then running into I guess some of like the characters that we love, Boba Fett. Yeah, so it's just I don't think we're hard to please. I just think that like we just need to kind of stick to that. I mean, I'll use House of Dragons as a perfect example. Why is that show so successful? Because they stick to the lore. When you watch it, it feels like Game of Thrones. They follow the books. They follow like some of the characters, and how they are in the books is how they are in the show. They don't change it up for whatever reason. So, all right, moving on. Wow, we really talked deep dived into some of that stuff. All right, let's talk some collectibles, and we'll wrap things up here. We'll start off with this, and this is a beauty. This is Sideshow's Obi-Wan Kenobi Mythos premium format. What do you guys think about this?
Oh, it's
It
sick.
Yeah, it's
It
awesome.
looks good.
It's beautiful work of art.
Yeah.
It's nice. Which head sculpt's your favorite, though?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I
thought the
went-
Alec Guinness one at first, but then I was like, damn, that other one's good too.
Yeah.
You know, I was the same way. I was like, oh, it's got to be Alec Guinness. And then I'm like, man, that other one's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, Ewan McGregor's head sculpt looks good, just because it's like a nice like mixture between Alec and Ewan, like the transitioning from him aging in Tatooine till he gets to A New Hope. So definitely,
I think his hair sells it for me on that one, because it looks like he's stretching through like the desert and
Mhm.
just worn and sweaty. And
Yeah.
the Alec Guinness one, his hair is kind of nicely combed.
yeah,
Sean, how about I get it and I do it with Alec Guinness, and you get it and then you do it with you.
There you go. You're right. But then
yeah.
who's going to buy my high grass statue?
I'll buy it.
Well,
I know
was
you
gonna,
will.
I was gonna say, out of like the old one and the new one, which do you guys like better? I know that's one of the
Probably the new one.
Yeah.
new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
The new one.
Yeah. And you can see there's the Gaffy stick, a lot of these Easter egg Bantha, the Bantha fur hide, the Jedi training remote, Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber that's
That's
on
cool.
there, the Tusken rifle, Clone Wars armor. And honestly, if they were gonna do, I mean, I know we got it at the end of season 1 of, I don't know, I don't think we're gonna get seasons, because when you actually buy the Blu-ray, it just says complete series. It doesn't say season 1 of Kenobi.
No.
Yeah, so but if they were to do a season 2, I think that he should have this outfit on the whole time. So I'm definitely getting it. Right? I think it's about like $700 something dollars. So I'm definitely getting this piece. Anthony, you said you were, right?
Yeah, I'll probably get it.
Okay.
I
Anyone
think
else?
this will be Scott Sharp's first statue.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Instigators.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't pulled the trigger yet on a statue or hot toy or anything yet.
Did you hear what he said?
Oh.
There was one word in there that he said.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yet.
Yeah. So I do want to share this too. There's another one that a lot of people are really excited about, and that is the Darth Maul
Third scale.
1/3 scale.
Third scale. Yeah. The beast.
Yeah, this is a beast. And honestly, this is actually sculpted by the Kacharik brothers, and also one of my good friends, Franco Carlissimo. He sculpted the base. So, what do you guys think about this?
I think it's badass.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
The question is, do you go tunic or do you go shirtless?
Well, I am not a fan of the shirtless mall stuff,
Mhm.
Right.
Same here.
but when I saw the tunic,
Yeah, but
on
this,
So you like it?
yeah, but even with I'm not a fan of the shirtless one either. But I love the wrist wraps and
I don't know.
Yeah.
The shirtless reminds me of Anthony back in the day when he got ripped and he started
Oh,
riding around with his shirt off all the time.
wearing wristbands.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have wristbands though.
I'm joking. No, I'm
Oh.
joking.
Oh my goodness.
No, but I actually wish I do like that stance where he's holding the saber in the shirtless one.
Yeah.
I wish that was with the other one, but How much is it?
1,700.
Oh,
But it is 1/3 scale, right? So it's
Yeah.
big. It's a big boy.
mhm.
And also, if you buy the Platinum Series one, you get a chance to win a 1 ounce real platinum coin.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
Ooh, then I'm just gonna get it.
Yeah.
It's gonna make room for the coin.
But it
I'm
says,
not gonna buy the statue. I'm gonna buy the coin.
and then you also get the a $200 gift certificate on your next purchase.
So what? Oh, on your next purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was their first licensed Star Wars piece, right?
Yep.
Is that a $200 gift certificate through Sideshow or through?
PCS.
No, probably through their company.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think about the portrait though?
Oh, it looks good.
Oh, I think it was fantastic. I actually
Isn't
love
that-
that. I think that
Yeah, the base seems like it's a controversial topic, huh? I think it's cool. It's a great idea. Something different.
And it's
Yeah.
excited.
Gives you
Yeah.
more to look at.
Yeah, and it's
I like it.
I like it because it's 4-sided, right? So you have 4 different.
Has like a
Like-
goldie finish.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
Look, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's 4 different scenes, right? You got the when they're fighting, and the duel.
the
of the Fates
scenes
scene.
leading up to his death. It's like,
Yeah, and then here's the scene. The scenes that lead
Yeah.
to his death. I think you might be right. Actually, you are right. So,
well, technically, he's not dead. So,
There you
oh.
go.
but
until
yeah,
Kenobi
so
killed him again.
but you can see you could turn on the lights and there's like I think it's
I
classy.
think it's cool. I think it's cool.
It's
Yeah.
a new concept. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I like
And-
it a lot.
and like I said, like one of my friends, Franco Carlissimo, he's a legend in the game. He sculpted this part of the statue. The Kucharik brothers sculpted the the mall.
I love the little base that the torso sits on.
Yeah,
How
That
tall
thing's
is it?
awesome.
It was about 2-3 feet.
Yeah, it's probably like 3 feet tall.
yeah. So it's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta get Flex. We gotta get you into these big statues. Well, not this big. Maybe like a quarter scale or
Quarter scale.
something. Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's nice. Statues
Yeah.
are nice.
Yeah, the wrap on his arms. That's sick.
Yeah, that's the one thing I liked about having the shirtless ones because the wraps look good.
yeah. That looks good.
Yeah, I think if you go on their website,
Mm-hmm.
I think they offer it where you could buy like a premium edition of this and get both torsos.
Yes.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
to choose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes. If you get 1,700 is for both torsos, but you could buy
is that
like 1,500 for just the the
Ah,
version
okay.
with the
Well, that actually makes it even more interesting.
Anthony. I got one thing to say to you.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Even better.
Even better.
I'm gonna have to delete that.
When is this coming out?
I'm assuming it says expected release date is the winter time.
They didn't even
December
put
to
spies on
February.
it.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I think it's safe to assume they're going to do it. Vader will probably be the next one they do.
Yeah.
Oh no, Moff! You got to do this one, man. You got to get a third, a 1/3 scale, should I say? So
This is the mother of all malls.
yeah, man, and it lights up. Can you imagine how that thing's gonna look in your collection? That is gonna be like
Yeah.
sick.
I've got a good ball statue, but man, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Also, do want to say that Regal Robot also. Let me see if I could pull up here. They're coming up with the concept maquette from the Bib Fortuna concept maquette. Let me
From
see
The
if-
Mask.
From the oh
Remember that movie, The Mask with Cher?
Oh yeah.
That's what Bib Fortuna looks like. Tore up from the floor up.
yeah, he was not a good looking. Yeah,
It took me a minute.
It just hit Scott. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." movie.
I was thinking like Jim Carrey, the mask.
Oh, Jim
Wait a
Carrey,
minute.
I
the
knew what
mask.
he was talking about.
And then he was talking.
I
You're
was trying
talking
to
about
think
the
of what that
Elephant
guy's
Man.
name. Yeah, I was trying to
Yeah,
think of
the
what his
Elephant
name was.
Man.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Jim Carrey the mask. I was like,
No,
Yeah,
he don't know.
yeah.
BJ doesn't know.
As soon as he
He
said
never saw
Oh.
that. movie.
I'm aging myself. Yeah.
as soon as you
Yeah.
said share, I knew.
I was sitting there trying to think of what that character's name was.
yeah. I'm gonna share Gabe.
Elephant
You know,
Man.
our friend Gabe from Star Wars Replica. So he got So he got there. It is.
Damn, you're right.
He looked like he has an allergic reaction,
Yeah.
but it looks good though. I like it, and it's obviously if you get the Legacy Edition, you get a chance to own a piece of Phil Tippett's sketches, or one of Phil Tippett's sketches. So pretty cool. Yeah, so I think that's about it.
No Hot Toys releases this week.
I
Like,
don't think so.
What
There
the heck's going on?
I know. Usually every week there's like a new release of Hot Toys.
know. I don't
So-
think there's any.
Yeah, I don't think there was. Only the last time we talked about it was the Anakin one. Even Gentle Giant, I don't think there is anything from the Gentle Giant thing. But I was gonna ask you guys, how was your like your Father's Day? Did you guys get anything cool? Any cool bounty pickups or anything?
His name was
I got-
Rocky
Rocky?
in the Mask movie.
Oh, yes.
that was a thing.
I was like,
rock face.
Rock.
yeah. Well, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask, how about you, Flex? Did you pick up anything?
Yeah, I got two gift
Mhm.
cards to
Nice.
to Sideshow, one from
Oh.
my son and one from High Command. And my daughter got me this
Can I see it?
Flex
That's
Fit
a,
hat.
that's a beautiful hat.
Oh yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah, I like
Wait,
that.
I wear
Sean,
that. I wear
Sean-
that. I wear that hat out. I love that hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Scott's too. That's made by the same company. Scott's got the Falcon on
Busted
that
Tees, right? I think it's called.
I wear
Yeah.
that one all the time too. The other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So awesome. Well, congrats on your pickups. How about you, Sean? Anything?
Yeah, I got right here. Scott's got it for me. Look up. No, show Scott.
Oh,
Scott picked that up for me this week.
Scott. Oh, when are you going? Man.
I'm hoping he comes here next month.
So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice one, and it's a
yeah,
great
I'm gonna
price.
weather.
Too.
Yeah. I gotta
40
weather it
bucks,
and-
right?
And
Yeah.
weather it up. Yeah.
and I got
is-
a pass holder discount. So
Nice.
Nice. Very jelly. Very jelly.
Yeah.
Congrats, Sean.
Yeah. It's
How about you,
Thank you.
how about you, Scott? Did you pick up anything?
yeah, a couple weeks ago I got the new little Spire card.
Oh yeah, the little credit card thing.
It's the third series of it,
Mhm.
and then got this for Seth. Got this.
Oh,
Little
nice.
plushables.
Nice.
And then I ended up picking up this the other day. We were joking because we went to Magic Kingdom to do Tiana's ride preview, and it broke, and we didn't get on it. So we went to the water park, and then afterwards we went to Hollywood Studios because we said we wanted to buy an umbrella. So we got the
Oh, the lightsaber umbrella. Nice.
lightsaber umbrella. How's it work?
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
that's
the whole thing,
dope.
and then it says
Get out of here.
it's got the Empire thing. It says join the dark side on it.
Yo,
That's cool.
that's hot, man.
It's pretty cool. Like
I like that.
Hell yeah.
the whole thing lights up.
Oh,
Where'd you get that again, Scott?
That was at Hollywood Studios.
Dude, I gotta get me one of those.
So
I
They
know.
have like
That's
Luke's or Obi-Wan's or
no, they just have that one, and
That's all you need.
that's
That's all
tough.
you need.
I don't know.
Who
That's-
cares
yeah,
about
I like
Obi-Wan,
that.
man? Who
Yeah.
cares?
But yeah, that was it.
Forget that guy. Awesome. Well, that's an awesome
tough.
pickup.
That's tough,
Yeah.
Scott. Real tough.
Yeah. How about you, Anthony? Anything cool?
No, I made it another year. Nobody called me and said, you're a father now. So,
Yeah.
so it's pretty.
You didn't get that strange phone call in the middle of the night or that knock on your door.
Nope, I did not.
Hey,
get the
Dad.
Dino- I did not get the.
I was talking
Dino
about bounty
DeLuca.
pickups, but I guess you went
stalkers.
there.
Yep. No.
No bounty pickups? Okay.
No.
Okay,
think
and no
so.
shady phone calls.
No,
Or
I didn't. No, I didn't get any knock on the door or crazy phone call. Like, hey, I just want to let
Anthony,
you know. Like,
BMX Jedi,
yeah,
you,
yeah.
sir, are
The father.
not the or you, sir, are the father.
I did.
99.9.
I did not get that. I did not get that awkward telephone call. Or knock on the door. So that's
Yeah.
good. Hopefully, we make it to 2025.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Anthony.
man.
All right, so for me, like my kids surprised me with this. I was really shocked. I wasn't expecting anything. Usually they run out of ideas to in terms of Star Wars of what to get me for Father's Day. But my wife got me a Funko Pop that has my
Oh,
name
it's a
PJ.
P.
Oh,
That's awesome.
okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So it's pretty cool. You can actually customize one for yourself or for your loved ones. I'm not trying. Hey, listen, I don't get any kickback from Funko, but I thought it was pretty cool. I asked her, I said, "There's no lightsabers or anything." She's like, "Nah." She goes, "I figured you're always doing your podcast, so I got you like headphones and a keyboard." I'm like, "Okay, thanks."
It's still
Uh,
cool though.
it's still
Yeah.
cool though. Hey,
Yeah,
listen, I'm very
Is it-
happy.
PJ, is it anatomically correct?
It's kind of. From the waist down.
no.
No comment. Uh, but yeah, it's a cool thing, man. It's super cool. Definitely recommend it. My wife got me this little spatula. It plays like some sounds, like when you hit there's a button there. A lot of New Hope, like like audio, so which is pretty cool. And then she got me like this Mandalorian mitten and like I guess this is like was the ambient rifle, but you could actually it's like a what do you call those things? Like a fork kind of thing where you could like pick it up like you were picking up a steak and stuff.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
a prong?
But yeah, yeah. So pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
so
Nice.
then I pre-ordered that Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm still waiting for my wallet to simmer down a little bit,
Hey, at least you didn't
have
have to buy a new hot toy this week.
no hot toys, no more. I can't. I don't even know why I do it to myself.
No, I joke about it because you say that, and then you're like, "Oh, I pre-ordered that one."
No,
Yeah,
no more hot toys. I
We'll
think
wake
that's
up
different.
tomorrow morning and there'll be one, and he'll be like, "Oh gosh, I pre-ordered it."
Dude, there was
Like, oh, yeah.
so there was so I think Off the Rack Collectibles had like one more like C3PO. No, I didn't buy it. I was like, he's like, "Oh, we have like a C3PO coming," and I'm like,
Which one? The
nah.
die-cast one?
The die-cast one. I think it's sold out already, but he
Yeah.
posted his Facebook group and I was like, "Ooh, do I want it?" I'm like, "Nah." Plus, those guys are gonna bust my chops in today's this week's episode. So
Let me ask you guys a quick question, PJ.
Mhm. Yeah.
Since we were just speaking on hot toys, what hot toys figures you think they're gonna make under the current show?
Oh,
Probably
All the-
definitely
All the
the
background
definitely.
witches.
Why not?
No, my goodness. Here we go. Let's not deep that. I would say the bad guy, the main bad guy, right?
Smiler.
Smiler Ren, and
Yeah, they'll do
probably
both May and OSHA.
I don't know about main. I think they'll probably do
Money
Two
grab.
kids,
No,
probably
figure, different
quarter
hair.
scale of Mama
Master-
Witch.
Master. What's her name? Master Soul. I think Master
Yeah.
Soul.
He would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, Master Soul and yeah. But I don't know about the other Jedis. It's gonna be tough. Who knows?
We'd
I don't
probably
know.
do Kiadi Mundi
Oh my gosh.
and Plo
I
Koon.
don't-
Think about it. Like that would be a perfect opportunity to get them, and you can put them with your prequel figures.
No.
You could.
So-
See, you know what I would do right now? I would start looking for Mace
Mhm.
Windu robes, so that you can swap them out, put the right robes on them. It's gonna happen.
Oh my goodness. All right. So before we log
Laugh
off for
a
today,
lot.
before we log off tonight, definitely want to just recommend like watching that show on Netflix. I think it just kind of gives an insight on collectibles, right? Definitely recommend it to your loved ones to watch it so that like they don't give you any more hell about collecting, because watching that show, it just shows that like what people will pay to get like the item that they want.
What was it called?
And what was it called, Sean? It was
The Acolyte.
no. What was that? It was the King of Collectibles, the Golden
Yeah.
Touch.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you get to see how different people collect different things, and you just don't feel weird about it, right? Like, we have all these different collectibles, and if someone came to your house like, what the hell, this guy's a big huge Star Wars fan, but people collect other different things that when we go to their house, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of sneakers that you have, right? Or whoa, that's a lot of like records. But collecting is collecting, and you collect what you love, and that's what makes you happy. And we like, it's a good form of showing like your love for an IP or a sports team or anything like that. And with that being said, like is there anything in your collection right now that is like, no matter how much money they offer you, well, let's say like, how much money would they have to offer you for you to sell it? What is like the most
It
price?
depends what you're trying to buy, because everything has a price.
Yeah, like what is like your favorite thing in your collection, Sean?
No, I don't have a favorite. I mean, you
Like
got
you're
Chewie.
absolutely
I
like
like
you can
Yeah.
that like
Chewie.
it would be
Chewie's good, but I really like my Darth Maul set. My
which
bust,
one?
the Philip Robinson Darth Maul bust. Like,
Okay, that is your one of your prize
no,
pieces.
it's one of them. There's so many good
You'd
pieces.
probably have to do 3 on him. We talked about
Or
this.
five.
Yeah, I
Okay,
like a
so-
lot of yeah.
Five.
Okay, how much would they have to pay you for
Not
you to
much.
part?
I'm a tramp. I'll just give it away.
What the hell? Jeez Louise.
No, for that Robinson one, I don't know. $5,000 it'll go. See you later. It's like,
All right. How about you?
Like I said, everything has a price. It does.
everything everything has a price, right? It has to be the right price.
Yeah.
How about you, Flex? Is there anything in your collection that you're like, man, I could never get this up, but maybe for the right price? And how much is that right price?
I mean, I don't have nothing like, oh my God, expensive that, but when I was fighting, cancer, I had received a lot of cool collectibles. And to me, that's where I have an emotional attachment to them, because I remember each and every one as I was opening it, I was bawling and bawling, and, so, those will definitely never leave my collection for that
Okay.
purpose. So
Right.
it doesn't even have a price.
Right.
It's priceless.
That's
Just
awesome.
because I know, what I felt as I was going through.
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. You have definitely an emotional attachment to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Scott?
Honestly, I don't have that many collectibles, but I do have a bunch I've got to get out of storage within the next like year and a half. So I have to pull everything here.
Mhm.
And then eventually I'll turn this room into, the kids are going to move rooms.
Mhm.
And then this will become a collecting room like / wife's office, because she works
Ooh.
from home
She'll be surrounded by Star Wars every day.
pretty much.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I don't know. But at some point, like I said, do I get rid of all the older stuff that I had? That like where Sean had gotten rid of it all to kind of fund a lot of his new collection. So I don't know. But I mean, like I have the old Tauntaun with Han riding him, the figure from that came out around what, I don't even know, 95, 90.
It was like
Yeah, a
94,
lot of that Power
95.
of the Force
94.
Yeah. And so I have some stuff like that are pretty cool, but I don't know. I still don't know what the end game is on that stuff. So
Yeah. How about you, Anthony? Is there anything in your collection that you're like, man, I wouldn't. It's going to be hard for me to part with, but for the right price, I'll part with it.
Probably the life-size Han and Carbonite. I've got that, and plus I made it, so it has a special place.
Didn't
that-
you-
what?
Hey, didn't you make that Han and Carbonite 2-sided? Like when you turn it around, it's a picture of Steve Nowak in the Carbonite on the backside of it.
No.
Oh, I thought it was 2-sided. I'm sorry.
Either that or maybe like the Bespin gantry.
That's a good one.
It's just so awesome looking. And my Vader in the back of tank. But,
Okay.
like I commissioned that and had a vision and made the whole back to tank and stuff like that. So, it kind of has some sentimental value just because I made it.
How much would be if someone offered you $10,000 for that?
For which
Later.
For your
Any of
Vader
it.
and back to tank.
one? Oh yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. Later.
Call him tomorrow. Recommission a new one.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
point. Is that like, and the thing too is that like
So
definitely
that
watch the show
probably had $300 in it.
because yeah. But the thing too is that like in that show, like there's like people that like had like they were being offered millions of dollars, and they're like, "Nah, I can't sell it. I can't sell it." Like
Wow.
someone had the first issue of Superman, and someone was like, "I need that Superman. I'm giving you $2 million." Now I'm like I don't know about you guys, but that's like you're becoming an instant millionaire.
Yeah, it's life changing
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, and so like apparently F1 racing is big now, right? And there's this kid. I was watching the episode.
I
the
saw
kid-
that one.
You saw that one where he
Yeah.
pulled like a rare what's that guy what's that?
I can't remember.
Lewis
It's-
Hamilton's like rookie card or something in
Yeah.
like some sort of like rare. It's like 1 of 1 or something like that. And it's like almost like Willy Wonka playing the golden ticket out, right? So he goes to like that golden guy to get it like sold, right, or put up for
Mhm.
auction. But someone heard about it, like some like rich millionaire, and didn't want him to put it for auction. So he goes and says, "Hey, listen, I want to offer you $750,000 for that card." Like, and the guy was like, "Well, might get more in auction." The guy was like, the kid was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, maybe I'll put it up for auction." Finally, they finally met in the office, and the guy was like, "Here, this is my final offer. I'm either going to walk out this office with that card or not." He writes him a check for $1 million
That's crazy.
For a card, a baseball.
for a card for like yeah. And it just goes to
I
show
like that
you
show.
that like, hey, you never know with our collectibles, right? Who
Yeah.
knows? But that there is someone out there that wants that Mythos Vader that Anthony has in the background, or that Jabba the Hutt collectible that the one by Hot Toys that not Hot Toys Sideshow, the one by Sideshow that Sean has in the background, or a lightsaber, or Flex's like helmets in the back. You never know, right?
Rocket Power Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That one's the holy
Yeah.
grail.
But yeah, long story short is that like, hey, collecting's collecting. It's all fun, and a lot of those collectors have the same problems as we do. They have like amassed such a huge collection that they have to unload on some of the things that they love so that they can make room for other things. So whatever we go through as collectors, as Star Wars collectors, other people go through the same
Oh,
exact
yeah.
thing with either baseball cards, comic books, video games, jerseys, like shoes, and it's just, my gosh, like it's crazy how much people would pay for nostalgia, right? It's all about nostalgia at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, yeah, it really is.
Or completionists.
Or completionists, exactly. Or
It's
like,
an addiction.
yeah. And it's just crazy. It's like our toys, right? Like like we just need them in our lives, and it's cool. Definitely recommend that show, and it's fun to watch and just makes you feel good as a
Check it
collector.
out.
Yeah.
Check it out. Yeah.
All right, guys. So this was a lot of fun. It was like 2 hours. This went by pretty quick. I don't know about
it's just
you.
fun.
It was a lot of fun. I just want to say thank you to Scott for hopping on.
Thank you for
Finally,
having me.
nice to meet you. Flex, always a pleasure, brother. Always. Always a lot of fun. We love having you on the show, man.
Thanks, brother.
And Anthony, oh my goodness, you were on a roll today, man.
Uh,
I got to give you some butter. You were on the roll.
gotta watch
Oh,
that a
shit.
couple more times.
Yeah.
Probably
But,
would be a good rant to clip.
Yeah, he was.
DJ, you're
ranting.
coming to MegaCon next year, so I'll probably meet
Yeah,
up with you.
you know what? I definitely have to make it out to MegaCon and just hang out with you guys and just have some drinks. That's my dream right now. And to anybody that's watching too, would love to have some drinks with you guys, and just talk shop, talk Star Wars, talk collectibles, get to know you guys, and all that good stuff. So, thank you guys for watching tonight's show. Thank you for listening to us talk about
Putting up with this is more like
putting up
it.
with us. Okay, hey, listen, it's Star Wars, and we're very happy that you guys are enjoying the show. If you guys are watching it, and just thank you for just listening to us rant about it. That means a lot, and yeah, and also for tuning in to our show every Wednesday night. I'll leave you guys with this.
Filthy.
Don't forget, scissors can cut the thread.
Oh my goodness. May the midichlorians be with you guys always and forever, everyone.
And will George Lucas's fourth be with us all?
Yes. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.